gonna stick with the conquistadors for this because
Ooh.
I think why not? You know, we're in that part of the world. I don't want to row back across the Atlantic. But yeah, so have you heard of El Dorado, the city of gold? Right. So as
I didn't see the animated movie,
Right.
Road to El Dorado.
I mean, obviously it's canon.
My guess is, I think it's Inca-ish.
Right,
Peru?
right. So yes, that's correct.
Yes.
It was in South America somewhere. So when the Spanish landed in South America and the Portuguese landed in South America, there were all these stories of El Dorado, the city of gold, and there were a lot of explorers that died in the forest, in the jungles, looking for El Dorado, the city of gold. And modern kind of historians now believe that the reason they could never find El Dorado, the city of gold, is that in fact El Dorado was never a city of gold. It was in fact referring to just one man. Yeah,
Bugger.
that's my fact. Yeah, that's my fact.
That's your fact.
That's my fact.
El Dorado referred to a man, not a city of gold.
Yeah.
Wow, the Incas' gold. No, I'm going to say it's a lie. I'm going to say it's a lie because the Incas, I think they had gold, and so they would have had some goldy covered temples and stuff. I think they even had some pyramid type things. Who was the chap who
We're
discovered
deep in the history now. We're
Yeah.
using the exact historical
There
terminology
was,
and everything.
It wasn't Magellan, it was Pizarro. Did you mention Pizarro?
I did not mention
He was
Pizarro.
the Spanish voyager of discovery, chap who came across the Incas.
Right.
So
Okay.
I'm going to say no. I think the Incas did have gold. And so El Dorado, I think, was referring to a place, not a person.
Okay, I mean, it's what I've just said is the absolute latest fact. It's what we believe to be the truth. And in fact,
Really?
it's something that historians
That is
have believed
such a
for a
bummer.
while, but apparently now the evidence is actually coming together to prove it.
Imagine you funded that fucking...
So what happened? Here's the story. So what,
He's El Dorado, yes.
yeah, so
El
what,
Dorado, come. Easy, me. Shit, I come all of this way.
it's
Easy, me.
yeah, that's him. He's not even made of gold. This is ridiculous. We've been marching through this forest for weeks. Anyway, but it's not. So what it is it relates to a ceremony that one group of people used to do in the jungles in the Colombia area, and it's believed that what happened is once a year, the leader or the nephew of the leader, some people say, would go on a raft out to the middle of the lake, covered in gold dust, where they would make an offering. With gold, throw gold offerings into the lake, and then while everybody gathered around the edges of the lake and watched and screamed and cheered, and then they would dive into the lake afterwards, and that diving in signified the start of a festival.
Oh.
And this person who was covered in the gold dust was El Dorado, and this and that's apparently what happened. And then, you know, the Spanish actually got quite close by the looks of things. There were a lot of expeditions that went to that exact area. You know, guys were looking around, they couldn't find it, they didn't know what it was. And it seems to all have been a kind of a mistranslation, you know. I mean, the search for El Dorado resulted in one guy committing suicide
My
and
word.
another guy getting executed. It was a serious kind of bout of fanaticism by the
man.
invading Europeans.
What
and then
is it about humans, man? I mean, later in the show, I've got a thing which is similar, man.
But so the thing here is that even now, the South Americans kind of in that part of Colombia say that they've never really viewed gold as being a sign of wealth. They've viewed it as a sign of tribute. So a thing that you give away, a thing that you throw away. So you're right. The Incas did have a lot of gold. They were working gold in very different ways. They were mixing it with different kinds of metals, and they were doing all sorts of different things. And they've got different names for the different metals that they mixed it with, and all, you know. So it was really large part of their culture, which is obviously then why the Spanish got so caught up in this idea that there is actually a city of gold. But yeah, so the latest belief, and the historians are now saying the proof is coming together that this is in fact a thing that happened. Because even when the Spanish kind of landed, everybody was talking about this thing being in the past tense, and they believed that the Spanish will have missed that ritual by about 50 years. So it was a thing that people were still talking about, but it wasn't a thing that was actually still happening,
My
which is
word.
why the kind of confusion happened.
Good
So there you
grief.
are.